Hi, once you have exported your animation from Adobe Animate using Media Encoder, you need to go in and make sure your file is there. So this was exported as we discussed in the last video. It is without sound, so just remember that. You need to select the sound file also. The sound file is here. I'm going to move it inside this. So you have a sound file that you're going to use and play or add to your animation. So the next step is to open up Adobe Premiere, and it's a PR icon, and I have some problem with my Premiere at home. So Premiere is a new software for y'all, so remember that you have to create a new project. So give it a name, fish animation. That's the raw file. That's a Premiere file. Remember that it is a Premiere file, and you can browse and select where you want to send it. So I'm going to send it here. Select that folder and click OK. You don't need to make any changes over here. Just click OK. So your Adobe Premiere file will come in. These are your tab. You have Assembly tab, Editing tab, Color, Effect, Audio, Graphics, and the libraries. This is your source. You know, it whatever you select here, you can control and you can edit over here. This is your project file where you bring in, import all your file. This is your timeline. So remember one thing, that whatever you select, it impacts that window. So this is your stage. It's like the stage where your whatever you add on the timeline will show up here. So the first thing you do is you click on your project window and do a right click and go to import. And from your animated file that you've done, your animation, you click on that and you import it into your project window. Once you have imported in, you can actually go and look at your movie file by moving the cursor here. So how do you bring it here? There are many ways of doing it. Actually, there are tons of ways of doing it. The easiest way is to do a right click and new sequence from clip. You just click on that and automatically it will bring in. So you can see that it is not playing. So remember that in Adobe Animate, you have to press the Enter to play. In Adobe Premiere, you have to press the space bar to play. So and I think on Mac you have home and end. When you press home on Mac, it comes to the front of the clip, and when you press end, it goes to the end of the clip. So it differs a little bit with Mac and PC. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to you can also double click on this and you can edit here. So it will come in here also. You can do some editing. You can cut and paste and other things. Cut actually, and then do the editing there. So I'm going to import the what do you call the sound file. And your sound file will be imported. So what you can do is once you have imported something here, you can actually import by click and drag. So I'll click and hold with the left mouse button and drag it all the way down. So remember that this file, which because it was soundless file, it came blank. I can delete this by clicking on it and press delete. If I want, I can go up. So these are all your video files, And you can see the camera here. You can see, you can observe and see, you can hide. And these are your video files, audio files at the bottom. So this is your demarcation line. So if I play now, you can see the sound is coming. So the sound comes in and you don't want the sound to go all the way. So what you do is you hold on this with your left mouse button and drag it to the point here. So now if I play the sound, press the space bar. So what you do is basically you can drag and it will just snap in over there. So here what you see is you can stretch it by clicking over on this side and dragging it. You can see the waveform file, waveform of the sound. This is your selection tool. You can go and span it. You can have the what do you call, the pen tool, the hand tool, the text tool. So these are the tools that are there. So I'm going to click on the pen tool and click on right at the beginning, in the middle, and create points. And then I can go in and click, hold on the left mouse button and drag it in. So if I play now, it slowly fade in, fade out. So this you can drag it a little further so you can hardly see the sound or hear the sound. So now you can see that it's much better. So once you have done added all the sound and sound effect, you need to export it again. So go to File, make sure your media encoder is always on. If it's at least for Mac, I don't know what is going on with Mac, but normally it should open up automatically. So send it to media. So this will look slightly different because you know how you're animating, and it's a Premiere file. Format can be the same. Make sure that output name is MP4, and you can select the MP4 right here. It will come in. Into multiplexer. Make sure that you click on multi. There are many things over here that I don't want to get into, and so just click on multiplexer, MP4, and stream. You don't need to do anything over here if you're spinning to iPod or RSP, but you're sending as standard. So make sure that you raise this up, because this is your export mode. If you look at it, that there's export mode that you need to click, and you know where you're sending it, and fish swimming demos, save it there, and then you click on export. So you can check whether it has exported or not. So you can see that it came with the sound, and it added the sound there. Hope that helps, and it will slightly vary in Mac, but the concepts are the same. Thank you.